Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the Jada Toys Deluxe figures, Blanka and Sagat. Now, I haven't seen these in the stores anywhere. I pre-ordered it on BBTS. Don't have it coming in there yet, but I got them from Gundamit.com, and that's pretty much the same thing as Shozy Store, but it's for action figures. And I'll have a link down below where you can get yours. Remember, TH in the reviewer code, support your reviewer box on the main page. But with this, I'm shocked I got this way before I got it from the store, saw it in the store, or BBTS, or any of them. But I'm excited for it, and we're going to take a look at these today. I'm going to tell you the good and the bad, the pluses and the minuses. I'm going to compare specifically him to the Storm Collectibles one, and give you my honest opinion about that. But overall, Jada keeps knocking this out of the park, so let's talk about this and more coming up. Alright, here he is right out of the package. He does have some accessories we will take a look at here in a bit, and some hands and another head. But let's get into this figure here. Now, I believe one of his moves that I remember was this uppercut. Pretty mean uppercut. And he would jump way in the air when he did it. And that's my memory of this guy. He was hard to beat. I actually remember him being so hard to beat when I first came across him. And then after a while, it was like, figure it out. But good looking figure overall. Let's take a closer look at him. Now with this head sculpt, we'll take a look at the other one here in a bit. But this one shows focus. Got his eye patch on there, and it's no pupil. He has no pupil. Giant, I guess that's just a giant scar, or a really terrible way to grow some hair. And his shorts look about right. He has his boxing shorts. And he's got the wraps on his hands. Just everything you'd pretty much expect. Pretty good looking figure overall, and man, it's just interesting to have this guy come to life. I think that he's been made by other companies in the past, but for this price point and to look this good and get the articulation that we get out of him, that's probably why this line does so well. But let's go ahead and get into articulation, then we do some accessories and comparisons, and then see Blanka. All right, head side to side and up. Now, because of his one move that I remember, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, I always thought his head went straight up, so I would have liked a little bit more to the up, but again, I'm actually not gonna pose him like that, so it's not a big deal to me. He does have a pretty good butterfly, so he can do some butterfly stuff there. We've got 360 on the shoulder, so you can bring his arm up to about here, and bicep swivel as usual, double jointed all the way up to here. And then nice touch always, but for him, when I was posing him, it really was nice to get that in on the hand and then a little bit out, which you pull it out too much, it's going to start popping it off, which probably is a good thing. That's a good way to get this out without having to work too hard. It's just bend it all the way back, and it's going to naturally come out. Okay, we got the torso articulation, so he can do some stuff like this, which I don't know why you would need that. Back about like this, so he could do let's see, matrix level posing if you wanted to. And then of course you got the ab swivel, ab crunch, everything you'd need. Going out to here, back to here, it's kind of skews if you go too far back. You got all the way to the off the camera. He can do the splits and all that stuff. Can you make them sit straight up? Yeah, sit straight up on the splits. And then thigh swivel is hidden by this piece, which is nice. It's nice. And the double jointed knees on most figures, and I mean it's unattractive, but not too bad on this. But like on the Masters of the Universe stuff, the Motu stuff, I find it unattractive. But anyway, we got this swivel right here, which is good. And you got up and down on the foot. Pretty much everything you need. And toe articulation. so he can get up on that toe when he's doing that uppercut, you know. He's got to get on them toes when he's doing that uppercut. Now for accessories, he's got the second head here, which looks mean and scowling and growling, and that's the one I'm going to keep on him. I like that. I like that. The other one's not bad, but it's just, he's just chilling. He's like, warm up, like, when are we going to fight? And then he has this. Okay, so he's got this flame effect, and I guess I'll leave it up here. We'll look at it. Plugs into the bottom, so you get the stand and plugs in, and there it goes. And for his height, because I was like, it's a little odd, it's a little high, but for his height, it's going to look right. Then he has these other hands here, which I'm going to just swap one out and do my little method. Push it back, it pops it out. Then kind of twist a little bit when you put these in. And then he's going to get into some sort of pose to throw that flame. And yeah, perfect height. It works. Throw the flame. That's not what he says when he throws it, but looks good. So that accessory works. They're very minimalistic accessories, but at the price point, around the $40 price point on this guy, it's more for the size. But when we get to Blanka, we're going to see, I think Blanka has a lot more accessories, and we'll get into Blanka next, and then we'll do all of the comparisons sort of together. Now for Blanka. Blanka wins. Now, he's a big, chunky character, not as tall as Sagat. And so they got the scale right, I think. And a lot of extra accessories. Well, not a lot, just more than we got with the previous one, sort of. Now, previous figure. This is a good looking figure overall. And my accessories are falling all over the place. So his head sculpt has all this hair, but I will say in previous iterations, it's a whole bunch of different strands. Like 100 different strands. And this is overlays of just rubber. So it's like 2 rubber overlays glued together. Which I don't have a problem with. I'm just pointing it out. I mean, it's just is what it is. It looks good. It looks fine. But you can tell it's a little on the cheaper side. And they have to hit a price point. So we'll compare it to a $100 version of it here in a little bit. But yeah, it still looks good. The green is a little bit different than expected too. It's not a bad green. There's just some more light on the green. And then he's got his furry patch right here. And then the fur on his arms. That works out. His shorts on it. Then he's got these independent little shackles, which he broke out of. I'm guessing that's what these are. Shackles that he had, and had chains on there. He broke the chains off because he's just so strong, and maybe his electricity melted it. I don't know. It's electricity metal, not really. It's a conductor. But anyhow, this is a little overlay on these, which will probably help with his articulation. So let's get into articulation, look at accessories, then get into some comparison. Here's his head. And what I didn't talk about before was the heads being on a double joint, but this goes way further back. Way further back. So we can get into one of those specific poses. On here, we didn't get it to go that far back. It doesn't go that far back. This goes way back. Then the head side to side, all the ball joint stuff can go that far forward. Big part of his moves, so it had to happen. Shoulders are about the same as we saw with Sagat, or pretty much all these guys. I didn't really show like a reverse butterfly. The butterfly on these, it's there, so it's a reverse butterfly too. That works. Of course, the biceps swivel, double jointed elbows, hands go in and out. Come on, go in, go in, so he can flex. So you can do some posing like he's a bodybuilder. Don't they all kind of look like they're bodybuilders? They put in some time at the gym. Same old stuff going on here with the torso as we saw with Sagat. So there's shared stuff, which is pretty much with all the figures. And this overlay is helpful. And then same stuff with the legs, splits, all that. Got the time. You can make them do whatever you need them to do. The cut is up underneath here also, again, like the other one. So you can hide some of that articulation. Just can't hide the knobby knees. No way to hide the knobby knees. Just doesn't work. And then his articulation, his feet's a little different than Sagat's, though. He's got the turning in the feet instead of up here, which is what we had with Sagat. All right, now he woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, and so that's why he looks like this. He's just very angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. I quit trying to knock off the Hulk there. Okay, let's get some hand popping off edge there. Twist it on. That looks good. I don't know if I would keep the fists on him at all. I think I do want the kind of opened, crazy hands on him. They look good. The open, crazy hands look good on him, both of them. Because even when he's doing his downward pose, he does kind of keep his fingers splayed. So that would probably make more sense for this character. And checking the heads outside to side. Well, they both look good. They're both great head sculpts. I just view him as a vicious animal. Yeah, of sorts. And that's what I like to see. But yeah, two good head sculpts that work fine. Same hair, pretty much exactly, just different face stuff going on. Then we have the special feature. Let me get that set up real quick. I'm sure I'm not the greatest pose master on the YouTubes, but I try. And this is kind of what his move where he turns on his electricity. You could put ththese things on here differently, however you want. And I'm sure there's a better way to match the actual video game pose than what I'm doing here, but you can have them on the sides. But I think it just, you want him to look like he's covered in electricity when he's doing that. And then, of course, Sagat's going to try to punch and go. That's kind of how that works. But he doesn't fall over. So I've tried a couple of different things with him, but I do believe he has his head up. And I do believe this is why they've made sure that you had that additional upward head articulation so that you can pull this off. But, that's just my opinion. I might be wrong. I can't quite get him into a ball 100%, but, there's this. That's as close as I can get to getting him to do something like that. There are probably other things you can do to make him look more like a sphere or a ball, and they stand well, but if you knock them over by being a weirdo, then that's kind of my memory of how this would go. I have a flight stand from NECA. I'm not sure I pulled this action move off right. I don't know. This might be way wrong. Alright, so I had another version of Sagat. Somebody told me now twice. I've been told twice. I had two black eyes. This thing here, I don't know who made it, but I found it used at a secondhand shop and bought it for like 20 bucks. Said, hey, it'd be cool to start decking this Street Fighter shelf out as cheap as possible. I don't want to spend $100 figure for every figure. But this blows it out of the water because this is coloration is right and it just looks right. This one's still cool in its own right, though. But he's going to lose his spot off my shelf because I want the stuff that matches the video game the most. And for Blanka, this is the Jada on the left and the Storm Collectibles on the right. And $41, I think, is what I paid for that one. And this one, $109 is what I paid for that one. And I think now that sells for $120 on Gundam It. But the clear winner is the $109 one. Clear winner. The one thing, though, is I don't like so much about this rubbery on the chest. It hasn't made an issue with this guy. I just don't know if it's going to hold up 10 years down the road. So I feel like the harder plastic on the Jada is going to hold up. But I like the color better on this. And I don't know. I like the color better. It does feel more premium with each strand of hair being a strand of hair versus just two molded flaps of hair. But I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just saying this is better. That's where the money's going in this. But aside from that, everything else on this figure is great and looks good. I actually kind of like the teeth, more exposed teeth. The face sculpt on the Jada, I like it a little bit more. But the color green. Anyway, if I didn't have this one here would fit everything that I was needing in it, but it's still kind of fun. Also, the fact that size-wise, he is a little too big, but this big giant green monster, to me, can be too big and fit in with Jada also. I mean, I'm just giving you the options that are out there. least the options I have. And here's the nice, happy family. Oh, I'm going to move this. It's probably going to fall. I do want to point out Ken is, I think, Storm Collectibles. Ken is NECA. I think somebody said it was NECA. But we are not getting... Well, I don't have that Ken out. I like a differentiation in my characters from different companies. That's fun. But for Jada, for most of this is Jada. And they're doing a fantastic job. Really like it. So I'm not really disappointed in these figures whatsoever. I think that it's a solid step. $10 up for these guys from the other ones, simply because they're bigger. Are they really that much bigger, though? Are they really? But yeah, it's looking good. It's coming along. I'm excited for all the other releases on the way. Alright, so this has been my look at the deluxe versions of Blanka and Sagat from Jada Toys, and I think they've done a great job with them. They keep doing a wonderful job with these figures. I gave you my honest opinion. I told you the pluses, and what I do consider some minor negatives and minor downsides, minuses. But overall, very, very happy with these. I mean, for the price point, what you're getting, it's fair, it works. Would I have liked them a little bit cheaper? Of course, but I did get these from Gundam It, which is Shozy Store, but I'll have a link down below where you can get yours. Remember, put in the TH in the Support Your Reviewer on the main page. It's a little box, Support Your Reviewer, helps the channel out, and then that's why I will pick up some other kind of oddball things with the support from the channel and review things that are a little outside of my wheelhouse, and I do absolutely love the fact that they carry these. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you in on this line? Do you like this line? Do you like the fact that you could get it from Gundam It before they're released in the store? Or at least I haven't seen them in the store. Today, hang around.